Welcome to Simon Field on the campus of DC Everest Senior High School. Getting ready for Zaleski Sports coverage of high school baseball. DC Everest and Wausau East. These teams played yesterday. You know what? Weather-wise, we got a lot of amateur meteorologists up here. This was handled perfectly. Moving the game from Simon Field over to Wausau East, a turf infield yesterday, was absolutely the right call. And then moving this game, which was scheduled for Thursday, up to today. The weather is perfect this afternoon, and we may have some rain showers tomorrow. So Mother Nature smiles upon us. Hello, everybody. I'm Chris Conley. Evergreens were 4-2 winners yesterday. You know what? That's a tough luck loss for Wausau East. East did not play poorly yesterday. They had one inning, the third, where their defense faltered. 2 errors, 4 unearned runs. Evergreens were up 4-0 and went on for a 4-2 victory. Cole O'Brien was spectacular. 16 strikeouts, allowed just 4 hits. 2 runs, both were earned, and he didn't walk anyone. Coach Dave Langman, he keeps track of these things through the tech. He's got that game changer program. Cole O'Brien threw 80% of his pitches for strikes. That's winning baseball. Pregame today is brought to you by Auto Select on Schofield Avenue in Weston, providing dependable vehicle repair, service, and tires for 22 years. With a 3-year nationwide warranty and free roadside assistance at Auto Select, you're good to go. Auto Select, Schofield Avenue in Weston, Highway 10 East, and Church Street in Stevens Point. Carter Miller will throw for the Evergreens today, and he'll be pitching against Ryan Rodemeyer for the Wausau East Lumberjacks. Evergreens are looking to stretch this winning streak. They've won 6 in a row, going for a 7th today. We'll be back with our first pitch, and we'll meet our starting lineups when we come right back on Zaleski Sports.
Find auto repairs, brakes, tires, and oil changes all in one place at Auto Select in Weston. At Auto Select, you can expect dependable automotive repair from the experts you can trust will exceed your expectations. Auto repair has never been so comfortable, with a spacious, clean waiting room with refreshments along with shuttle service and loaner vehicles for your convenience. And ask about their 3-year, 36,000-mile warranty. For your next auto repair or maintenance, bring your vehicle to Auto Select on Schofield Avenue in Weston. In Stevens Point and Plover, at Auto Select, you're good to go.
We're back at Simon Field. Here's the batting order for Wausau East. Yesterday's loss brings them to 3-3 on the season. They are 0-3 in conference play. Ian Stahl plays center field and leads off. Davis Winter, yesterday's tough luck loss pitcher, will be at shortstop today. Winter will bat second. Ryan Rodemeyer, who's on the hill tonight, bats third. Third baseman Zach Poggle will bat fourth. Jed Vandersanden at first base, batting fifth. Carson Bauman is in right field, sixth. The designated hitter is Keaton Leseski. Leseski will hit for, I believe he'll be hitting for Madison Hurtis. No, that's not right. We'll figure out who Keaton is DHing for. Bodie Beaversdorf is the second baseman, eighth, and Maddox Hurtis is in left field. He'll bat for himself today. He was DH'd for yesterday. He'll bat ninth. For the visiting Lumberjacks in the road red uniforms with white numerals, Stahl, Winter, Rodemeyer, Poggle, Vandersanden, Bauman, Leseski, Beaversdorf, and Hurtis. For the homestanding DC Everest Evergreens, Nevin Poppy moves up to the leadoff spot. He'll play third base. Ryan Schultz will DH for the Everest pitcher Carter Miller, Schultz batting second. Catcher Cole Van Slyke moves up from fourth to third in the Evergreens batting order. Jack Dvorak in right field will hit fourth. Aiden Haupt is in left field. He'll hit fifth. Cole O'Brien, first baseman, sixth. Logan George, the second baseman, will hit seventh. Brennan Hochberger is the center fielder. He'll hit eighth. And George Jablonski, the Evergreen shortstop, will bat ninth. For the homestanding Evergreens in the home white with green numerals, Poppy, Schultz, Van Slyke, Dvorak, Haupt, O'Brien, George, Hochmeyer, and Jablonski.
Number 6, Brennan Hochberger.
Baseball coverage today is brought to you by Axis Insurance. For all your personal, business, auto, and life insurance needs, there's always a local agent you can look to at Axis Insurance. AxisInsurance.net. Their business revolves around you. Partial sunshine, wind blowing in, out to field level for the national anthem. Evergreens were 4-2 winners yesterday. They'll play for a sweep against Wausau East this afternoon. First pitch up next on Zaleski Sports.
If the check engine light comes on in your car, do you address it or hope it goes away on its own? Pain is your body's check engine light signaling that something isn't right. Innovative Health in Weston can help identify and fix the aches and pains of everyday life. We deliver effective chiropractic care for every joint in your body, from your neck to your back to your knees and feet. With 4 doctors on staff and advanced treatment options, we've been consistently voted a top chiropractic and sports medicine clinic in central Wisconsin. Whether you're a high school athlete, a pregnant mom, or just feeling the wear and tear of life, give us a call at Innovative Health in Weston today.
Feel better, live better, Innovative Health.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Welcome back to Simon Field. We can clear up a batting order mystery for the Wausau East Lumberjacks. The DH, who is batting in the 7th spot, Keaton Leseski, is DHing for the catcher, Colin Milkey. First pitch, and we'll get ourselves underway in just a moment. Here's the Everest defense behind righty Carter Miller. Aiden Hopt will play left field. Brennan Hochberger is in center field, and Jack Dvorak is in right. Everest infield, that's Nevin Poppy at third. George Jablonski's the shortstop. Logan George at second. Cole O'Brien at first base. Cole Van Slyke will catch. And Carter Miller, winner of his last start, is getting ready to go to work here in the top of the first inning. Here's Ian Stahl to lead off. All of the production in yesterday's game came from the top 4 spots in the East batting order. No hits in spots 5 through 9. Strike 1 underway. Up here in the press box, there's just a little bit of wind coming through. The flag out in right center field is dead calm. This is the best weather game of the season so far, at least the home part of the season. Tapper to third. Poppy's got a charge. Tough play in the dirt. Got him! One hopped over to first base. Nevin Poppy knew that he had to charge that one fast and gets the out. A good defensive play to retire the first Lumberjack. Davis Winter was the only Lumberjack who had 2 hits in yesterday's game. Line drive single and laid down a perfect bunt single. Both starting pitchers worked complete games over on Tuesday. Winter ground ball diving past the second baseman Logan George. Davis Winter gets himself a single. Winter is all around the best player on the Wausau East team. Not surprised at all after seeing him pitch effectively yesterday that he's out in the field. He's playing shortstop today. And he's fast too. He could steal a base. Ryan Rodemeyer, who's pitching today, he was yesterday's catcher. On the outside corner, strike 1. We were chatting in the press box before we came on air. The strike zone was big yesterday, but the strike zone was consistent, which is really all you ask for. Outside corner in yesterday's game was a strike, but it was that way in the first inning right through the end of the ball game. Wausau East, when they were trying to rally from behind, they put 2 runs in play in the bottom of the 7th. And then it turns out that Cole O'Brien still managed to strike out the side. Worked around an error and a hit in that 7th inning. Game-winning run came to the plate, but no problem. Cole O'Brien was in lockdown mode yesterday. Evergreens come in with a 6-3 record. Started their season 0-3 and put together 6 back-to-back wins.
It does, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Big lead at first base. To short. To second. Got the force there by a step. Close play at second base. Jablonski got it over to Logan George in time. The lead runner is erased. Logan George read that just about right, knowing that he had some time to get the second out at second instead of throwing across the diamond to first. Here's Zach Poggle to hit with 2 outs and a man on first base. We're sponsored today by Infinity Exteriors, installing peace of mind, roofing, siding, windows built to last. To third, Nevin Poppy across the diamond. Strong throw from Nev Pop to get him by a full step. Infinity Exteriors is saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Infinity Exteriors, guaranteeing quality you can trust. Wausau East gets a hit, leaves a man on base, and at the end of a half inning, Lumberjacks nothing. Evergreens are coming up when we come back on Zaleski Sports.
Are you ready to give your kids a head start on smart money habits? With Abbey Bank's Bright Future Checking, kids and teens can learn to manage money with you right by their side. They get their own debit card, and you can keep an eye on spending with easy-to-use mobile banking and card controls. The Bright Future Checking account has no fees, no minimum balance, and kids get a bonus after the first deposit is made. Give your child the power of independence. Stop in or visit abbeybank.com to get started. Abbey Bank is member FDIC.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
For the very best in craftsmanship and innovative construction, put your trust in Scherer Construction. You'll see their work when you drop your kids at school, visit the public library, drive past the fire station, or even in the industrial park. Scherer Construction has helped countless homeowners with bringing their dreams to life, and hundreds of businesses create beautiful facilities that make our communities shine all throughout Wisconsin. For your next residential, commercial, municipal, or educational construction project, join the countless others who have put their faith in Scherer Construction. Find their location right here in Wausau or online at schererconstruction.com. For the very best in craftsmanship.
Ryan Rodemeyer is taking his warm-up tosses for Wausau East. Here's the defense behind him. Maddox Curtis is in left. Ian Stahl is in center. Carson with a K. Bauman is in right. Zach Poggles at third base. Davis Winter the shortstop. Bodie Beaversdorf at second base. And Jed Vandersanden at first base. Colin Milkey, who's not Wausau East's regular catcher, is behind the plate. Ryan Rodemeyer catches when he's not pitching today. Called on to pitch today. This is an important game for the Evergreens. Need the sweep against Wausau East because next week the Evergreens in-conference games are much tougher. They'll play Wisconsin Rapids. You see that score yesterday? Rapids 6, Spash nothing.
Third baseman, number 9.
So Rapids is making some noise in the early part of the season. Nevin Poppy had 2 of the putouts. Hit to the right side. First baseman's got it on the backhand side and wins the race over to first base. Jed Vandersanden has retired Nevin Poppy, who sees one pitch and heads back to the dugout. Ryan Schultz is the DH today. He came in as a pinch hitter in yesterday's 4-2 win. He hits for the pitcher, Carter Miller. Just below the knees, ball 1. You know, the Evergreens did not hit particularly well in yesterday's game. They had 6 hits. Only 1 or 2 big balls. Ground ball to third. On the short hop, Zach Poggle throws high, tagged him out. Cole Van Slyke will hit with 2 outs and the base is empty. We're brought to you by Peterson Kramer Funeral Home. Peterson Kramer Funeral Home, happy to bring you today's high school sports action. Van Slyke hit safely in yesterday's game, one of the Evergreens' 6 hits. Van Slyke was also going to have a sacrifice fly to right field. Right fielder hit the cutoff man at first, and then they cut down Nevin Poppy at home plate. That was the Evergreens bidding for a 5th run, an insurance run, which would have changed the look of that bottom of the 7th inning. Off speed, stays up high. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Yep, Evergreens and Wisconsin Rapids next week. Going to figure out who's who after those 2 games for sure. On the outside corner, nice pitch, 1-2. Outside to the lefty and just above the kneecaps. Left-handed batter's going to have trouble putting that ball in play. Pitchers count here, 1-2. Curve just missed. Right idea when you get ahead in the count. Try and entice a swing. Van Slyke laid off. Strike 3 called. Cole Van Slyke is out, and it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Ryan Rodemeider. Both pitchers hold sway through the first inning. We'll go to the second. No score on Zaleski Sports.
Great Lakes Cheese in Wausau is hiring full-time second and third shifts with competitive starting wages and a pay increase every 90 days during your first year. Great Lakes Cheese invests in their employees. Apply today at jobs.greatlakescheese.com.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
Selling your car to Dahl Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Dahl Auto. Simple.
I'm Chris Conley, and the top of the second is on. No score between DC Everest and Wausau East. We're brought to you by J&D Tube Benders, founded in 1968 and in the Felch family ever since. A locally owned manufacturer specializing in tube bending, welding, and cutting. Find and join the J&D Tube Bending team in Schofield at the Schofield Industrial Park or jdtubebending.com.
In the second for the Lumberjacks, first baseman, number 15.
Jed Vandersanden to lead off for the Lumberjacks. Davis Winters singled in that first inning, forced out at second. So not a lot of action on the bases early. Carter Miller ready to work. First ball swinging, Jablonski on one hop. That's a nice pickup and a strong throw across the diamond. George Jablonski throws out Jed Vandersanden.
Right fielder, number 20. Carson Bauman.
Both teams have been aggressive early in the count so far in this game. Carson Bauman to hit. Again, these teams played yesterday. They turn it around and play again today. Tuesday and Wednesday baseball. Strike 1. You know, one of the things that the Everest pitching coach Josh Nielsen's been emphasizing, he wants the pitchers to work ahead in the count. And boy, at any level of baseball, but high school particularly, it's just such an easier game when you can throw first pitch for strike 1. Swing and a miss, a ball and 2 strikes. We saw that from Jack Dvorak, who was ahead to every batter that he faced in Saturday's win over Medford. Cole O'Brien, O'Brien just didn't throw any balls in yesterday's game. And Carter Miller's continuing that trend too. This is popped up. Right field. Wind's blowing it around a little bit for Jack Dvorak. Jack is there and makes the catch. There's the second out.
Designated hitter. Number 30. Ethan Leszewski.
If both teams are going to be swinging early in the count, boy, that's going to help the pitch count for both of the starters. They'll go deep today. No bullpen action yesterday at all. Both starters complete games. The Evergreens 4-2 win. Keaton Leszewski to hit with 2 outs and nobody on. Swung at a bad one. That bounced off the plate and I think may have come up and hit his bat. So that may be a foul ball, strike one. Innovative Health brings you baseball today. Pain is your body's check engine light, signaling that something's not right. Come to Innovative Health in Weston for the best chiropractic care. They'll keep your body running the way it's meant to work. Feel better, live better. Innovative Health. Strike 2 on the inside corner. On Friday, that's 3 days from now, the WIAA holds its annual meeting. There are a couple of interesting things on their agenda. We should talk about them. Our WIAA listeners down in Stevens Point will be turning up the volume on their computers. Swing and a miss. Leszewski sees just 3 pitches, and he's down on strikes. A 3-up, 3-down inning for Carter Miller. To the bottom of the second we go on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no-obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
I'm Jamie Schley. As your American Family Insurance agent, I'm looking out for what matters to you, even when nothing is wrong. Give me a call or stop by our new office location and let's talk about your insurance needs today.
Welcome back to Simon Field on the DC Everest campus. A beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Wausau East and DC Everest tangled up at a good one. Evergreens have 4, 5, and 6 coming up to hit. Jack Dvorak, Aiden Haupt, and Cole O'Brien to bat for the Evergreens. So the annual meeting of the WIAA, their headquarters are in Stevens Point. It's coming up on Friday. One of the items on the agenda is whether there will be some allowance for name, image, and likeness for high school athletes. I mean, yeah, when you watch a college football game, that quarterback for Ohio State or Michigan, he's probably got $1 million NIL deal. That's not what they're talking about really in high school. I think it's more like if you're from a small-town football team and you say, gee, after the game we go to Louie's Pizza, and you get $25 and a free pizza pie for your friend. Line drive to second. It's over the glove of Bodie Beaversdorf and into right field. Dvorak takes a big turn. Dvorak hit that on the button. I think we're scoring that a hit up here.
It's the first hit of the game, though. You're playing with fire.
So Dvorak smacks a line drive and gets himself on first base.
Number 27.
I don't think I have a problem with NIL that covers, quote-unquote, the pizza endorsement after the football game. Come to Louie's after the game, we'll all hang out. I think that's fine. Looking to bunt the runner over, pushed up the first base side, but foul. Runner will retreat to first base. I guess the problem is, what do you do with the really expensive private schools? What do you do with, say, the university school? Just using them as an example. Very wealthy alumni base. What happens when you say, we're recruiting kids, we're going to give them a car while they're going to school here? So the right answer for NIL is somewhere between free pizza and an expensive car. And NIL was on the agenda last year. It was voted down, but by a narrow majority. I think NIL failed by 30 or 35 votes. Anyway, that's just my opinion about it. Other people may see it different ways. Strike 2, no balls and 2 strikes. The other item on the agenda is what happens to spectators who get thrown out of a high school event. Right now, if you get thrown out, you're suspended for the next event. So you ride the refs too hard for a basketball game. If you get tossed, you can't show up for the next home game. I think that's right. Very close at first base, just back. Dvorak was almost an out on the bases. The change would be the National Athletic Directors Association has an online sportsmanship test. And if you get kicked out of a game, you've got to go online and pass the sportsmanship test before you're allowed back in. I think I agree with that, too. Tapped to the right side. This is going to be a tough one. Down low, out at first base. Bang, bang, play. Haupt is retired. Dvorak advances to second.
First baseman. Number 12. Cole O'Brien.
Cole O'Brien to hit with one out and a runner at second base. And, you know, in fairness, when I'm broadcasting a game, a fan's got to be really out of control before they're on my radar screen. I mean, I'm looking at what's happening in front of us, so what's happening in the fan stands is secondary to me. First ball swinging, and it's to left center field. Foul ball. That ball carried. So, I mean, you've got to be a really bad actor for me to have on my radar screen what's going on in the bleachers or what's going on the sidelines. I know the one game that I did, Wausau West was hosting a girls' playoff soccer game, and West was a neutral site, so it wasn't a home game for either of them. And one of the coaches pulled his girls' soccer team off the field, said every time the ball goes into that corner, those fans, other teams' fans, are yelling something at my kids. And the athletic director sent game security over there, and 3 or 4 people were removed. I remember asking after the game, so what was going on down there? So they were yelling inappropriate sexual comments. Well, you can't have that at a high school game. That's not right. So it was handled the right way. And if the rule change goes through, those fans will have to go online and pass the sportsmanship test before they come back. I think I'm okay with that. One out runner on second as Cole O'Brien bats, waiting on a 1-2 pitch. And if you follow a lot of these WIAA high school events, you know that sportsmanship is emphasized. Swing and a miss. Cole O'Brien is down on strikes. There's the second out. And this runner in scoring position is up to Logan George.
Number 7. Logan George.
You know, when there are sportsmanship issues, I'm more aware of them during a JV game. Like when we arrive and we're setting up, there's usually a JV basketball game going on before we come on the air. The gym is not as big. Here's a line drive. It's into the gap, and the Evergreens are going to play from in front today. A first ball double for Logan George scores Jack Dvorak. 1-0 Evergreens. So the Evergreens have a couple of hard hit balls, and they're rewarded with a run. Yeah, I mean, during a JV game, the place is quieter, so you can hear more of what people are saying. Brennan Hochberger to hit. Another RBI spot, man, at second after the RBI double from Logan George. Down low, it's a ball. Evergreens have 2 hits and a run in here in the second inning. We're brought to you by Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com to find an agent near you. Just below the knees, 2 balls and no strikes. I also have come to realize this over now, 13 seasons of me doing high school sports. Working for the WIAA is a thankless job. Being the people that have to enforce the rules, no thank you. And the WIAA tends to be very literal. If the rule says this, that's their ruling, but there's very little exception. And I get that, because if you start making exceptions for one, that will lead, like an umpire trying to make a makeup call. You never get things even. You kind of have to live with the difficult decisions. Fouled off his foot. Ouch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Yeah, I think being on the Rules Enforcement Committee for the WIAA, no, that's not really the job you want. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hochberger looking to put this ball in play, get another run for the Evergreens if he can push it to the outfield. Off-speed pitch, got him. Ryan Rodemeyer wins the battle, but he does give up 2 hits, and the Evergreens have a run across. Bottom of the second complete, 1-0 Evergreens over the Lumberjacks on Zaleski Sports.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
Hey, you're tuned in to Better Halves.
Skip, I love my hometown, and I want a health plan that feels the same way. So, what are your favorite local date spots?
Oh, yeah, I know like all the date spots in Eau Claire.
Jane, I'm Steve from security. I've lived here in Wisconsin my whole life, and that means I understand your health coverage needs better.
By the way, Doug, it's Eau Claire. I have a dozen Eclairs in my dressing room.
Turn up the volume, you'll hear it all. Welcome back to Simon Field. I'm Chris Conley. Top of the third is on, and the Lumberjacks send 8-9-1 in their batting order to face Carter Miller. Miller's retired the last 4. He's allowed just 1 hit. Baseball is sponsored by Mutual of Wausau Insurance, protecting homes, farms, and businesses since 1875. Visit mutualofwausau.com. You'll find an agent near you. Boy, the weather is completely different today from yesterday. Yesterday, the sun came out just like we were promised in the late afternoon. Some of the clouds would burn off. But yesterday was windy and cold. It was chilly towards the end of the game. A little bit of wind is blowing in now, but today's just a completely different animal. We're going to be well into the 60s today. In fact, we're probably already there. Bodie Beaversdorf to lead off the visitors' third. Fouls the first pitch back. Yeah, again, East looks like they have instructions. Be aggressive in the early part of the count. I've just been seeing 70 degrees. We've got more 70-degree days coming this weekend, I think, and early part of next week. So maybe spring is finally here. Outside, a ball and a strike. I know one of the frustrating things of the earlier, colder part of spring, I vacationed before the baseball season began in New Orleans, and all 4 of my days down there, 80 degrees, phenomenal weather. And then cooling off into the 40s at night, so comfortable at night, warm during the day, and then to come back here to temperatures in the 40s and 50s and more snow, no thank you. Snowed twice since vacation time. I think we're done with that. Maybe. 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Took something off. That looked like a cutter. 2-2. Yeah, I time my vacations on purpose in the middle part of March, in between the high school sports seasons. That works out perfectly. It's in between the sports season, and it's also in between our ratings sweeps over at the radio station. 3-2 pitch. Down low, and it's a walk. Bodie Beaversdorf is aboard.
Left fielder, number 13, Maddox Hurtis.
Here's Maddox Hurtis with a leadoff man aboard. Maddox Hurtis is in the 9 spot. See if his instructions are to move that runner over. Throw over to first. Hurtis was a strikeout victim in the bottom of the 7th. Started in the outfield, but was allowed to hit for himself late in the game. Hurtis has not given away whether the bunt is on here. Now he does. And the Everest pitcher Carter Miller steps off. All right, runner at first and the batter have their eyes on the third base coach. Got to hold that stare. If you look away early, that tells you the bunt's on for sure. one of the nonverbal parts of baseball. Allowed to swing away and swings and misses. I mean, it's only 1-0, and it's early in the game, and East had enough confidence in Maddox Hurtis to let him bat for himself in the 7th yesterday. Nevin Poppy is still not convinced. He's 2 steps in at third base. Throw over to first, runner is back. Ian Stahl, the leadoff hitter for the Lumberjacks, awaits in the on-deck circle, and Davis Winter, the Lumberjacks' best bat, would hit after him. The bunt is back on. Did he pull the bat back? No, that's a called strike on the outside corner. Strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes. Makes you wonder on the pitch where Maddox Hurtis swung and missed. Did he miss a sign there? Throw over to first, runner's back. Does the bunt come off here at no balls and 2 strikes? So far this baseball season, I have seen more unsuccessful sacrifice bunt attempts than I've seen successful ones. Swing and a miss. Maddox Hurtis is retired. He saw just 3 pitches and did not move the runner over. Ian Stahl bounced out to Nevin Poppy at third base. Nevin needed a strong throw across the diamond to get him. Ian is 0 for 1. Throw over, runner's back. Long set, huge lead at first base. Almost daring catcher Cole Van Slyke for a snap throw down there. We're sponsored today by Scherer Construction. They have an office here in Wausau. Scherer Construction offers commercial and custom home construction with expertise throughout Wisconsin. For your next project, look no further than Scherer Construction and see their work online at schererconstruction.com. At the knees for a strike, 1-1. Carter Miller's trying to navigate around a leadoff walk. Evergreens walked exactly no Lumberjacks in yesterday's win. Runner's back and safe. Just off the outside corner. Carter Miller was trying to nibble out there. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Ian Stahl's got the white batting gloves, but appears to have a black batting glove in his back pocket. That's not an iPhone or anything, right? And no one would dare do that, right? Runners going, hit and runs on to center field. Couple of steps back is Hochberger, who makes the catch. Runner has to retreat. And there's the second out. That's a big out because Davis Winter always puts the ball in play.
Davis Winter.
So keeping that runner at first base instead of second goes a long way towards protecting this 1-run lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. Beaversdorf's the runner at first. First ball swinging, it's popped up. Foul territory, room for a play? Nope. Bang up on the dugout roof. A little further to the left, of course, I am the reigning Gold Glove broadcaster. I make all the plays that come towards me. Remember the older days at some of the old ballparks? Had the net that would go from behind home plate up to the press box. Some of the color announcers would bring a giant fish net to the game to retrieve foul balls. Big fish net, long, 8, 9, 10-foot pole on it. hit to the first base side. It's under the glove of Cole O'Brien. 2 for 2 today is Davis Winter. Runner moves from first to third, too. So there are runners on the corners with 2 outs for Wausau East.
Pitcher 1, Ryan Rodemeyer.
I can remember when I was in college for the Syracuse Chiefs games, now the Syracuse Sky Chiefs, a name that makes no sense whatsoever. But when they were just the Syracuse Chiefs, their radio guy was Dan Horde. Dan Horde today is the radio voice of the Cincinnati Bengals and the Cincinnati Bearcats college football and basketball teams. When he did the Chiefs games, brought the big net and retrieved foul balls. The money for minor league announcers was so bad, he may have sold the balls back to the team for 50 cents each. Of course, today, even for minor league, that old ballpark in Syracuse, which was a huge ballpark, 440 to center field at the old MacArthur Stadium. Why? Because they played high school baseball, high school football there too. Laid out that field for a high school football, and you needed a deep center field to accommodate the field. But that's all replaced now. There's a new ballpark there that's got some corporation's name on it. All across upstate New York when I was in college. A lot of minor league baseball. Loved seeing the games that close up. This ball is smacked over the third baseman Nevin Poppy's head and into the outfield. The ball game is tied. That's an RBI single with 2 outs for Ryan Rodemeyer.
Third baseman.
Rodemeyer scores Beaversdorf, and we're tied 1 apiece. Zach Poggle will hit, still 2 outs. Yeah, let's see. When I was in college, there was minor league baseball in Syracuse and Rochester. Both of those teams were part of the International League. The Buffalo Bisons played in the American Association. Buffalo's got the best minor league stadium in the world. First ball swinging down the left field side, foul. Couple of Double-A teams. The Binghamton Mets, Coach Greg Langman played in Binghamton. The Binghamton Mets' new ballpark there was a cliche for everything. Had smokestacks and a coal-fired power plant beyond the outfield walls, and had freight trains in the outfield too. Swing and a miss. Zach Poggle is down, no balls and 2 strikes. Let's see, we had Double-A baseball in Colony. That's one of the suburbs of Albany. And there was Single-A baseball for small towns in upstate New York in the Nye Penn League, which I believe now has been folded, that those teams are all independents now. Just outside, a ball and 2 strikes. The Single-A team in Auburn, New York, at the top of the Finger Lakes, played some of their, Auburn was a tiny town, 4,000 or 5,000 people, played some of their weekend games over in Cooperstown, where they were the Cooperstown Double Days when they played games there. Otherwise, they were the Auburn something else. Sinking ball to right, over and making the catch is Jack Dvorak. That ends the inning. A walk, which comes around to score, and 2 two-out hits. The Lumberjacks have tied this game. We're going to the bottom of the third. Now it's 1 apiece on Zaleski Sports.
Culligan Water delivers. From your first call, to your first sip, to your first soak. Culligan, give us a tap. The only water that comes with a van.
Hi, I'm Josh Marks, owner of Infinity Exteriors. 9 out of 10 brand new roofs can't pass a simple manufacturer warranty inspection, meaning 9 out of 10 brand new roofs have no warranty. Infinity operates on principles instilled in my Marine Corps service: honor, courage, and commitment. Infinity is meticulous craftsmanship, unbeatable quality, and always at the best price. Infinity buys more, pays less, passing those savings directly to you. We're booking new roofs, siding, and windows. Call today.
Are you tired of being a boring old tree, bird, or mythical war hero? Find the right job for you at Express Employment. Stop today and discuss positions that fit your abilities and qualifications, leading you to the perfect job. Always local, always strategically selected to match your skill set with local employers. There's a perfect job out there. Let Express Employment professionals help you find it. In Wausau, Stevens Point, Medford, and Marshfield. Find jobs and apply online at expresspros.com.
Bottom of the third is on, and our ball game's now tied 1-1. The Evergreens have George Jablonski leading off, and then the top of their batting order. I'm Chris Conley. Glad you are spending this Wednesday afternoon with us. This is a game that was originally scheduled for Thursday and got moved up. TRW Auto Body in Mosinee offers top-quality collision repair, full body repair, 24-hour towing, courtesy loaner vehicles, and a lifetime warranty. That's TRW Auto Body in Mosinee, your friendly fender bender mender. Down low for ball one. If you've never been to the Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, that I think is the best Hall of Fame of all the professional sports. Worth the trip. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. The only thing that's wrong with Cooperstown is it is in the middle of nowhere. There are no good ways to get there. It's two-lane highways in town and out of town. If you were there for more than one day, Cooperstown has the best trout fishing in the Northeast. One day at the Hall of Fame, one day maybe renting a boat going out on the lake there. You can imagine if you go to the Hall of Fame on the weekend, a lot of people want to see a baseball game. And there are the Cooperstown double days, where really the Auburn Class A team plays there on the weekend to pretty big crowds. A walk to the 9-hitter, George Jablonski. He's down to first base, and Nevin Poppy will hit.
Third baseman.
So both pitchers here in the third inning open the inning with walks. Nevin Poppy bounces off the plate, gets away from the catcher. A wild pitch moves George Jablonski down to second base. So the Lumberjacks battle back to tie the game and immediately open the bottom of the third with some trouble. Nevin Poppy looking to drive one in the RBI spot here. Off speed, it hit him. Well, it wasn't thrown very hard, at least. Poppy goes down to first base. Nevin Poppy, when he stole second in yesterday's game, I think flopped into second base. I think he knocked the wind out of him, but he was very slow getting up from second base. And then later in the inning was thrown out at home plate on an unsuccessful sacrifice fly. Ryan Schultz grounded out to third, 0 for 1 his first time up. Ridgetop Exteriors says just like these players bring their best to the field, Ridgetop Exteriors brings top-tier performance to your home. Roofing, siding, windows, and doors. Ridgetop Exteriors has the winning strategy to protect your home. Ridgetopexteriors.com. Nobody out, first and second. Squaring to bunt. And pushes that, foul. Again, the inability to get the bunt down continues for both sides. And you know, in this defensive set, the third baseman, Zach Poggle, is even with the bag. Put a bunt down the third baseline and be fast. First of all, the third baseman would be off the bag, so everyone's going to be safe, and you could leg it out at first. There's no one covering third base if you push this bunt down the third base side. And there it is, another unsuccessful bunt. You know what? This is such a bugaboo. I'm almost daring to ask. I wonder with Greg Langman, is this something that's practiced? Do you spend any time in practice trying to get bunts down, or do you work on other things? No balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Schultz. And the ball is put in play to short. Throw is going to be across the diamond. That has the same effect as the bunt. Out at first by a step. Davis Winter, the shortstop, hustled that ball across, but it does move both runners up. 1 out, and now there are runners at second and third.
Cole Van Slyke.
This is exactly the bat the Evergreens would like to have at the plate in this spot. Cole Van Slyke, a lot of extra base hits already, and a hit to the outfield would bring in 2 and give the Evergreens the lead right back. Off speed is up high to Cole. Jack Dvorak, who waits on base, had a line drive single his first time up. Saw one pitch and smacked it to right field. Off-speed pitch again, outside. Rodemeyer looks like he doesn't want to show Van Slyke the fastball in this spot. I was joking with Cole's dad, Dan Van Slyke, hockey coach here at DC Everest. Fastball, that's the one he wanted. Fouled off. Thought bubble above Cole Van Slyke's head. Show me that one again. Instead, it's 2-1. So Dan Van Slyke, Cole's dad, says, how many people watch those Zaleski sports broadcasts? And I tell him, it doubles from when the game is over to the following day. Why is that? It's players and their families who want to see or relive their good at-bats. So people go to our Zaleski Sports channel. So let's see, I had that big RBI hit in the third, and they go back and watch it. All of that registers as Zaleski Sports viewership. So we get you on game day, and we get them when they come home, too. 3-1 to Van Slyke. Bounced off the plate and foul. Counts full now. 1 out and 2 in scoring position. East has tied the game here on the top of the third, and the Evergreens are looking to take the lead back here in the bottom of the third. We're getting a visit from the concession stand down below. As long as the place is not on fire, we're fine. Hit through the right side, seeing eye. Brings in 1, brings in 2. Nice piece of hitting from Cole Van Slyke. Didn't need a line drive to the wall there. Needed a hit with the ball put in play. Put the ball in play and good things happen. The good thing there is 2 runs come in.
Right fielder, number 8.
Jablonski, who was on via a walk, and Nevin Poppy on via a hit batter. Both come around to score. Here's Jack Dvorak, still only 1 out.
It might be the switch mic on this thing, too, for that matter.
So no, the report is the concession stand is not on fire. That would be a fine way to go. You put that right on my tombstone. Chris Conley died while broadcasting a baseball game. Dvorak is 1 for 1 with a hit. Down low for a ball. Right, may that happen many years from now. We're sponsored by Mammoth Mortgage, your opportunity for low rates, hassle-free mortgages, buying or refinancing throughout Wisconsin. For all your mortgage needs, look to Mammoth Mortgage. Ty Rohde is courtesy running back there. Ty Rohde does not need the hot pink batting gloves when he's pinch running. I don't know, I kind of like it. It makes the job easier when a player is easily identifiable. One ball and no strikes to Dvorak. Coming home? Close, but just missed outside. 2 balls, no strikes. Expected to get rain tomorrow, which is why we're playing today. If it rains tomorrow and then gets warm again this weekend, Simon Field's going to green up just fine between then and now. Already looks different than the game we did here last week against Marshfield. More brown than green then. and those fields that are half turf and all grass outfields will begin to look more normal. Swing and a miss. Dvorak takes a big cut. 2 balls and 1 strike. I get why schools decide only to turf the infield. Doing the whole ballpark is much more expensive. But it always looks weird to me in the early season. Perfectly green synthetic infield, brown outfield. A little of that at Wausau East and over at Wausau West and in Marshfield. I'm sure the prices have got even more expensive, but the last time I heard someone talking about it, doing the infield was $1 million. Doing everything, foul territory and the outfield, that was a $3 million proposition. Maybe more now. Big cut, swing and a miss, and a throw down the first base. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Dvorak. Evergreens with 2 runs already in. They've retaken the lead here in the home half of the third. Lays off, and the count fills up. This has been a high-pitch inning for Ryan Rodemeyer. See who wins this battle. Dvorak at the plate or Rodemeyer on the hill. 3-2 pitch. Runner is going. Ball's put in play to the right side. Second baseman's got to play over to first. Runner advances. Dvorak puts the ball in play and advances the runner 90 feet.
Number 27, Aiden Hopp.
Aiden Hopp grounded out to the right side his first time up. He'll hit here with 2 outs and a man in scoring position. This is a spot where you want to be greedy. The Evergreens would love to pick up another run. Aiden had a good defensive play out in left field yesterday. Ball looked like it was ticketed over his head. He got back, turned around, over the shoulder catch, just shy of the wall, 1 step short of the warning track at Wausau East yesterday. Off the catcher's glove. This is a passed ball, and the runner advances to third base. Catcher should have had that. Fleet Farm says no matter what your everyday life looks like, Fleet Farm has you covered. Best prices guaranteed. Auto, pet, bird, farm, and snacks. Fleet Farm has everything you need, all at the lowest prices.
Yes, that's right.
Takes a strike. It's 1-1. Because this is a Wednesday game and a lot of schools don't play on Wednesday, maybe there's some scouting going on. You think some folks from the Rapids baseball program are looking in today? They'll play the Evergreens next week. Checked his swing, and on the appeal, a strike is called. A ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 now to Aiden Hopt.
Yeah, you can do that with balls and strikes. That's not outs.
Coming home.
Get through.
Hit to the shortstop. Throw across the diamond, got him, and the Evergreens get 2 but leave a man at third base. Davis Winter with a strong throw. Evergreen sends 7 to the plate. A batter that was walked and a batter that was hit by a pitch come around to score, and it's 3-1 Everest on Zaleski Sports.
Is it time to replace your old gutters? Call Schwartz Seamless Gutters and protect your home with new seamless technology. No seams, no leaks. With free estimates in 2 days or less and workmanship guaranteed, our service is as seamless as our gutters.
The Auto Service Specialist at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service can change your oil, fix your brakes, align your vehicle, make that check engine light go away, and more. Great service from great people at Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Find your location at SherrillTire.com.
Access Insurance is your complete independent insurance agency for auto, home, business, and life insurance serving Wisconsin and Minnesota. Insurance can often be confusing and frustrating. But with Access Insurance, you get experienced advisors that pair you with exactly the coverage you need at the most competitive prices for every stage of life. Located in Weston and a proud supporter of area high school athletics, their business truly does revolve around you. Learn more at accessinsurance.net or by calling 715-355-8400.
Top of the fourth is on. Evergreens retake the lead with a 2 spot in the bottom of the third and lead 3-1. I'm Chris Conley, glad to have you with us for this moved up game from Thursday to Wednesday. We've clouded over a little bit. Comfortable today at Simon Field. Jed Vandersanden to lead off for the Lumberjacks.
For the Lumberjacks. First baseman, 15. Jed Vandersanden.
Now, the Lumberjacks didn't commit any errors in that 2-run third inning, but that's kind of a microcosm of how the series has gone. 4 unearned runs in the loss yesterday, and then a walk and a hit batter, and they both come around to score. The Evergreens got 2 runs in with the benefit of only 1 hit from Cole Van Slyke. It's outside, ball 1 to Vandersanden. Grounded out to short, 0 for 1 today. Hit columns even at 3 apiece. Bounce to third. Backhand play for Nevin Poppy. That's nice. Nevin sure with the glove and got him easily at first base. Nevin Poppy's been solid at third today.
Carson Bauman.
Baseball is brought to you by Sherrill Tire and Service. For all of your tire and auto service needs, look to Sherrill Tire and Service. Great deals on tires that fit your needs. They'll get you back on the road quickly. Sherrill Tire and Auto Service. Carson Bauman, 0 for 1 to hit. First ball swinging and fouls it off down the third base side. Strike 1. Comes set, 0-1. Took something off and dropped that right in. There's strike 2. Carter Miller changing speeds. How do we feel about the draft in Green Bay? I know that as I get older, events with 300,000 people, I have no interest whatsoever.
I'm excited. Where are you going?
One of my best friends in broadcasting, is a guy named Jerry Bader. Did a talk show out of Green Bay at one of our sister stations, WTAQ. Jerry set aside his broadcasting career to become a minister. He now runs the Samaritan's Heart charity. It's a food pantry in Green Bay. And I know he finds that very fulfilling work. Fouled off his foot for a strike. But Jerry's house, he's got one of the Packer houses. He is right behind Lambeau Field. If you are in front of Jerry Bader's fireplace on game day, you can hear the roar of the crowd when the Packers score a touchdown. Jerry kind of likes his lawn and garden the way it is. He does not park cars on his front lawn. He would be in the $20 or $25 zone closest to Lambeau Field. I would bet that the street that he lives on is closed off for the draft today. So a few more days of inconvenience for people who live there. That's outside, 2-2. Did I see that they've closed many of the schools in Green Bay? Well, of course, the draft is much more important than the actual matriculation of students, of course. But let's not get our priorities out of whack here. Fouled off. Right. Right, of course, every high school senior should learn to manage their FanDuel account. Back at the plate, it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carson Bauman. Well, it is a one-time event. I mean, this is not going to happen again in our lifetime. Fly ball left center. Center fielder is over and under it. Sure-handed is Brennan Hochberger in center for the second out. Now that the lead's been given back to Carter Miller, you'd love a 3-up, 3-down inning. He's got the first 2 outs. Caton Leszewski struck out his first time. Teams right now are going in the opposite direction. The Evergreens are looking for a 7th straight win. Wausau East is trying to avoid a 4th straight loss. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Next Step Prosthetics is providing prosthetics and orthotics throughout central Wisconsin. Take your next step. Contact Next Step Prosthetics today. On the ground, foul up the third base side. Strike 2. Carter Miller's got only 2 strikeouts. but more importantly, 1 walk. Not giving up the free passes. Ahead in the count here, no balls, 2 strikes. Coming home. Over the top, out in front. Catcher Cole Van Slyke throws down to first to complete the out, and that's a 3-up, 3-down inning. Sharp for Carter Miller. Bottom of the 4th when we come back. Evergreens 3, Lumberjacks 1 on Zaleski Sports.
At Nicolay Bank, we believe that our hometown communities are the backbone of what makes Wisconsin special. From Crivets to Manitowoc and Algoma to Grand Chute, you see a thriving community with Nicolay Bank working as a partner, acting not as a corporation, but a community. When we serve together with local entrepreneurs and leaders, great things happen. That is our guiding principle. A strong and successful hometown means a strong and successful Wisconsin. We are proud to be a part of that. Nicolay Bank. Real people, real conversations.
Take your education out of the classroom and give new spaces a spin. Wherever you are, North Central Technical College is there with flexible learning options, including rolling start dates and 100% online classes. Earn your degree around your life.
Welcome back. Bottom of the 4th is on. Evergreens look to build on a 2-run lead. Cole O'Brien to lead off, struck out his first time.
Bottom of the 4th. First baseman, number 12.
Ryan Rodemeyer had a high pitch count 3rd inning, and he is out there again to work the 4th. Both starters still in this ball game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go chat with my wife. All right, good luck with that. Yeah, I know.
First ball swinging and lifted to left field. Maddox Hurtis makes the catch for the first out. 1 pitch and 1 away.
Second baseman, number 7.
Logan George doubled his last time up. Got himself an RBI back in the 2nd inning. Gave the Evergreens a 1-run lead back then. Foundation Finance has started a job making the money you need with flexible scheduling, a close-knit, fun-loving group, and full-time benefits that start on day 1. Learn more at foundationfinance.com. Winter, the shortstop, throws across the diamond. Logan George is out. So Brennan Hochberger,
Center fielder,
will bat with 2 outs and nobody on.
6. Brennan Hochberger.
One of the unwritten rules when there are 2 pitches and 2 outs, the 3rd guy up's got to take a couple of pitches.
Yes.
Don't want to run your pitcher right back out there after the shortest of half innings and takes down low for a ball. You know, it's funny, I would tell you most of baseball's unwritten rules don't make sense. Like you don't bunt to break up a no-hitter. I don't know about that. It makes perfect sense that after 2 pitches and 2 outs, that you want to give your pitcher a little time to settle in before your guy has to get run back out there. 2-0 here to Hochberger. A strikeout victim his first time up. That's down low, 3-0. If the inning continues, George Jablonski will hit. Down low, a 4-pitch walk. Hochberger is aboard. It's the 2nd walk that Rodemeyer has allowed.
Number 16, George Jablonski.
Jablonski walked and scored his last time up. Moved to 2nd on a wild pitch, got to 3rd on a ground out, and then scored on Cole Van Slyke's RBI single. If nothing else, the Evergreens clear the number 9 spot in their order here in the 4th and would have the top of their batting order in the 5th, depending on whether George Jablonski extends the frame or not. Jablonski now becomes the 2nd Everest hitter with a bright yellow bat. Cole Van Slyke's the other. Yeah, Van Slyke's bat is more like the big banana. This is a different shade of yellow here for George Jablonski. What's the tool company that's that yellow? Is that Still Tools? Maybe. The Still Tool bat. It's a ball in the strike here. Big cut, swing and a miss. 1-2. Jablonski's swinging for the fences, but if you look back at that swing, kind of pulled his head out of there. Waiting on a 1-2 pitch now with 2 outs, man at first. Fisted foul down the first base side. Because this game has been moved up, our Zaleski Sports broadcast crew is off tomorrow. On Friday, fast pitch girls softball. DC Everest against Lakeland. Everest girls 5-1 winners over Marshfield yesterday, and that's up high, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Long set, coming home. Swing and a miss, strike 3 brings the inning to a close. Jablonski is retired. Neither team scores in the 4th. We'll go to the 5th. It's DC Everest 3, Wausau East 1 on Zaleski Sports.
The first tube was bent in 1968 back in a garage by our house. Shortly after that, we moved into a rented space in a machine shop.
Moving into this building in 2000 at 90,000 square feet.
So right now we sit at 165,000 square feet.
150 employees. Every day we look at how grateful we are to be where we are, but we never forget where we started. Here at J&D Tube Benders, we're a full custom hydraulic tube manufacturer. We can do anything from your simple bent tube component to a fully welded assembly.
In every department at Dahl Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dahl Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dahl Auto, simple.
Oh yeah, you would never doubt.
Top of the 5th is on. Another inning of work for Carter Miller. Both starters have gone the whole way so far.
Yeah, no problem. We'll see you tomorrow. What day is it?
8, 9, and 1 to hit for the Lumberjacks. Bodie Beversdorf will lead us off. Sun disappeared behind the clouds for a short time and is back out now. Newton Electric says from residential to commercial, industrial to agriculture, Newton Electric in Wausau, serving central Wisconsin since 1977. Give them a call or they're online at newtonelec.com. Beversdorf walked and then came around on back-to-back singles from Davis Winter and Ryan Rodemeyer to score the Lumberjacks' only run. Strike 1 here. Again, Carter Miller knows that he's working to the bottom part of the East batting order. They've not been very productive. So sure don't want to give up free passes to these batters. 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 2. Long set, coming home. Down low, 1 ball and 2 strikes. I see the Brewers have another game out in San Francisco tonight, and then day baseball against the Giants tomorrow. One of the things that we take for granted with professional sports is the travel. All of that happens behind the scenes. Swing and a miss, held by the catcher. There's a strikeout. Beversdorf is the first out of the 5th inning.
Left fielder, 13. Maddox Hurtis.
Can you imagine all the things that have to go into a Major League Baseball team's getaway day? I mean, the Brewers played Sunday baseball against the A's, and lo and behold, they pop up in San Francisco the following Monday. Someone's got to pack all the stuff up, get it to the executive terminal at the airport there,
They left stuff in Arizona.
and then get them, 3-hour flight out to San Francisco. There's an outside corner strike, 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, we just turn on the TV or the radio. Oh, look, they're in San Francisco. They're playing the Giants today. We don't give a thought to what it takes to get from one place to the other. Swing and a miss, strike 2. I bet by the end of their playing days, minor league players will tell you, I don't ever want to see an inner city bus again. I'm done with that. I think professional baseball players, when they retire, even if it's a charter flight, swing and a miss, strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts here for Carter Miller.
Center fielder, 2. Ian Stahl.
Yeah, I bet your enthusiasm for airplanes, buses to the airport.
Is that a pinch hitter? No, it's number 2, not 11. Oh.
Bouncing ball to third. Nevin Poppy crossed in front of the shortstop, and it's off Nevin Poppy's glove. That's an error to prolong the inning. First error for either side today.
Shortstop, 4.
And Davis Winter, the most dangerous bat for the Lumberjacks, will get a turn because that error prolonged the inning. Would have been the third out. Winter is 2 for 2. 2 hits yesterday, 2 hits today, 4 in the series. Strike on the inside corner. So Winter's got 2 of the 3 Lumberjack hits. John's Auto Repair says for all your auto repair needs, Mosinee and Rothschild turns to John's Auto Repair. Just off Business 51 north of Mosinee. Auto repair you can trust. They'll have it done right and get you on your way. John's Auto Repair. Outside, 1-1. For real baseball old-timers, none of these people who remember are still alive. For years, baseball played no games on Sunday. Sunday was the league's travel day. Back then, there were no West Coast teams. Sunday was the day, you're right, baseball teams were on the train traveling to wherever they were going to appear on Monday. Just outside, 2 balls and 1 strike. Yeah, putting the schedule back then together was more difficult because if a team was in Chicago, they had to be the next city. Unless it was a Sunday travel day, it had to be something close by. Runner is going, hit and runs on. To left, and it's into the corner. East is going to get a run out of this. Over Eden Happ's head, and a 3-for-3 afternoon for Davis Winter. Brings the man who was on via an error all the way around. So an unearned run that the Evergreens give up here. It's 3-2.
Pitcher, 1. Ryan Rodemeyer.
So Ryan Rodemeyer's at-bat becomes a key spot in the ball game. A hit could tie this thing up again. Yeah, Davis Winter looks like the best kind of player that East has had in a while. 5 hits in the series. Strike 1. So again, Carter Miller's got to shake off the error that cost him a run here. So the later innings today figure to be tight ones. Bounces that one. Winter's got a big lead at second base, but does not try to advance. A ball and a strike. Yeah, Winter can't afford to make an out on the bases here. He's the tying run. Rodemeyer had an RBI with a single back in the third inning. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Backey's Family Chiropractic in Rothschild provides specialized chiropractic care no matter what issue your body's battling, from migraines to anxiety to stress or a wide variety of youth issues. Let Backey's Family Chiropractic give you back the life you deserve. Also outside, about the same spot as the last one. 3 balls and 1 strike. Zach Poggle to hit if the inning continues. Poggle is 0 for 2. Rodemeyer looks like the more promising bat for the Lumberjacks. He's 1 for 2 in the game. off the plate and foul, 3-2. So the count is full. That means Davis Winter, the runner at second, will be off with the pitch. East has now out-hit the Evergreens 4-3. Ball 4. The inning continues. The tying and go-ahead runs are on base for East here in the top of the 5th. And now Josh Nielsen, the Everest pitching coach, is going to come out to the mound.
Softball won 6-1. What was the score? 6-1. No, Merrill. Softball doesn't.
Everest fast pitch is a winner again today. They've beaten Merrill 6-1. I believe that makes the Everest softball team 10-0 for the season. No pitching change here. The Evergreens are staying with Carter Miller. Cade Felch is warming up in the Everest bullpen. Yeah. Thank you. Two outs, and Carter Miller is looking to close out the 5th inning, but there are 2 on base. Poggle flied out and grounded out, 0 for 2 today. Strike 1. Coaches love that. First pitch is a strike after a visit to the mound, like they willed it into the strike zone. This is a line drive to center, and it's trouble. It's in the gap. Brennan Hochberger comes over. 1 run will be in, and the stop sign goes up for the runner behind him. This ball game's tied again. Poggle delivers a line drive hit. Davis Winter comes around to score, 3-3. And again, all of this on an error that prolonged the inning. This inning should be over. These are 2 unearned runs.
15. Jed Vandersanden.
Jed Vandersanden will be looking to give the Lumberjacks their first lead of the afternoon. Second and third with 2 outs. So Carter Miller should be out of the inning on what was a ground ball to the left side that was misplayed. Strike 1. East with 5 hits. 2 of them after the error in this inning. 0-1 pitch. Fly ball, right field. This is an adventure, and it's going to be in foul territory. Was that caught? No, not caught. Logan George, the second baseman, dove for it, had it go off his glove. Yeah, he covered a lot of ground. Foul territory is spacious here. Here's a couple of big pitches coming up for Carter Miller, looking to slam the door shut on this 5th inning after allowing 2 game-tying runs here. He's ahead in the count 0-2 to Vandersanden. Ground ball to second. George didn't have to move that much after that foul ball chase. Throws him out. The inning is over. 2 unearned runs tie the game as East sends 7 men to the plate. Our new score as we go to the bottom of the 5th. 3-3 on Zaleski Sports.
Elite Auto Care is a family-owned business providing top-notch car care to the Schofield, Weston, and Wausau area. They deliver honest and professional automotive repair and maintenance services with quality ASE certified technicians that you can trust. Elite Auto Care offers the latest technology and is equipped to handle all major and minor repairs on both foreign and domestic vehicles. From general maintenance, air conditioning and brakes to exhaust, axle repair, tires, or just a simple oil change. Turn to Elite Auto Care, your local family-owned auto business on Schofield Avenue in Schofield.
If the check engine light comes on in your car, do you address it or hope it goes away on its own? Pain is your body's check engine light signaling that something isn't right. Innovative Health in Weston can help identify and fix the aches and pains of everyday life. We deliver effective chiropractic care for every joint in your body, from your neck to your back to your knees and feet. With 4 doctors on staff and advanced treatment options, we've been consistently voted a top chiropractic and sports medicine clinic in central Wisconsin. Whether you're a high school athlete, a pregnant mom, or just feeling the wear and tear of life, give us a call at Innovative Health in Weston today.
Feel better, live better, Innovative Health.
Bottom of the 5th. Now tied 3-3, and the Evergreens at the top of their order. Nevin Poppy will lead off. 0 for 1 today and out on the infield and was hit by a pitch. Came around to score.
Third baseman, number 9, Nevin Poppy.
We're sponsored by Backey's Family Chiropractic and Rothschild. Personalized chiropractic care no matter what issue your body's battling. Migraines, anxiety, stress, or youth issues. Backey's Family Chiropractic will give you back the life you deserve. Inside, ball 1. When East tied the game at 1 apiece, the Evergreens answered in the bottom half of that inning. See what the Evergreens can do now that East has tied this up again. Poppy fouls that one back. It's 1-1. Another entertaining baseball game. Couldn't tell you which way this one will tilt before we're done. Nevin Poppy, line drive, and it's down in right field. Nevin Poppy starts the Evergreens off with a hit. Poppy with speed at first base for 0 for 2 DH Ryan Schultz. 2 groundouts for Ryan today. Since getting the sacrifice bunt down has been such a sometimes thing, do you let Ryan just swing away here? Maybe. He's looking to bunt, pulls it back at ball 1, throw down to first, Nevin dives back safely. Merrill Steel is your partner for structural steel fabrication. Consider moving your career to one of the largest growing fabrication companies in the upper Midwest. Apply at merrillsteel.com. Pulls the bat away, and it's down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Just like getting the sacrifice bunt sometimes is a struggle, Ryan Rodemeyer has to know that the Evergreens are willing to give him an out. He's got to take it. First 2 pitches are out of the strike zone. Looking to bunt again and gets the bunt down. Only plays to first, and the pitcher stumbled a little bit, still got it over there. The back foot of Ryan Rodemeyer almost swung out behind him. Well, there's the rarest of things in baseball these days, a successful sacrifice bunt.
Catcher.
Cole Van Slyke's got a hit and an RBI. He's 1 for 2 today. And is in the RBI spot here, too, with a runner at second base. Evergreens looking to break a tie for the second time. Off-speed pitch is in. Strike 1 to Cole Van Slyke. Nicolay Bank offers personal banking at its best. Wausau, Stevens Point, Colby, Edgar, Medford, and Merrill. Or online at nicolaybank.com. And this ball is hit down the first base side. That's in play. Loose in the infield. Nevin Poppy's going to come all the way around, and he scores. And on that throw, Cole Van Slyke moves up from first to third. That's going to be a hit. Hard hit ball that just kind of ate up Jed Vandersanden. Van Slyke gets a hit and an RBI, and the Evergreens retake the lead.
Number 8, Jack Dvorak.
Evergreen should be looking for more in this spot. There's still only 1 out. Dvorak is 1 for 2 with a line drive hit in the ballgame. We said this in yesterday's game, and I think it holds true with what we've seen today. East is a better baseball team than they have been in recent years. First pitch to Dvorak, down low for a ball. Yeah, East is a much tougher customer as the Evergreens try and get a sweep here. This has been a back-and-forth ball game. East has not led, but they battled back to tie twice. Dvorak waits, trying to pick up this runner at second. Swing and a miss. Tipped it back to the catcher's mitt. 2 strikes now on Big Jack. Just corrected. That was the first strike in the sequence. 1 ball and 1 strike here. And there we go, an RBI hit to right field. Are they going to try and score this runner? Yes, they are. It's bobbled in right field. The run will score without a throw. Dvorak with an RBI hit. The runner was being sent as soon as the ball was hit out there. Even though the ball was bobbled, there's no error to be assessed on that play. No, beg your pardon. See, I'm so generous with the high school kids. Everyone else is a tough customer. Dvorak will get a hit, but no RBI, an error assessed to the right fielder.
Pinch hitter, number 37, Ty Rhodey.
Ty Rhodey will pinch hit for Aiden Hopt here. Rhodey has already been in the ball game as a courtesy runner. So the Evergreens get 2 runs in and lead 5-3. And this is hit through the right side. The inning continues. Dvorak is going to try and go to third. No, he's caught in the middle. And the Evergreens are going to make an out on the bases. Jack probably should not have stopped there. Stopped in between bases and was thrown out. Rhodey hit safely, but the second out is made on the bases.
First baseman, number 12, Cole O'Brien.
Here's Cole O'Brien to hit. O'Brien's 0 for 2. If I believe correctly, we are slow getting the Evergreens' 5th run up on the scoreboard. 2 runs are in here. 5-3. Runners going. Down low, stolen base. Ty Rhodey, just like that, is in scoring position. So, I mean, it's that kind of afternoon for Wausau East. They battle back to tie the game at 3-3 and then promptly give up 2 runs in the next frame. And Cole O'Brien with a hit could drive in another run. And this ball is hit to the left side. Third baseman throws across the diamond. The inning is over. O'Brien grounds out, but the Evergreens get 2 runs. It's a 4-hit inning. And our new score is 5-3 Everest as we go to the top of the 6th on Zaleski Sports.
At the end of 5.
Is your business, church, or organization getting a fair deal on your copier contracts? Do you even know how much you're spending? Bauer & Fine Business Technologies has been in the office technology industry for 70 years. We have an award-winning service department, and customers love our fair and flexible service contracts. If you're currently a customer, thank you. If you currently work with one of our competitors, let's talk. We can tell you if you're overpaying or getting a good deal. BBT, we want to be the easiest vendor you work with. b-bt.com.
Are you ready to give your kids a head start on smart money habits? With Abbey Bank's Bright Future Checking, kids and teens can learn to manage money with you right by their side. They get their own debit card, and you can keep an eye on spending with easy-to-use mobile banking and card controls. The Bright Future Checking account has no fees, No minimum balance, and kids get a bonus after the first deposit is made. Give your child the power of independence. Stop in or visit abbeybank.com to get started. Abbey Bank is member FDIC.
For the very best in craftsmanship and innovative construction, put your trust in Scherer Construction. You'll see their work when you drop your kids at school, visit the public library, drive past the fire station, or even in the industrial park. Scherer Construction has helped countless homeowners with bringing their dreams to life, and hundreds of businesses create beautiful facilities that make our communities shine all throughout Wisconsin. For your next residential, commercial, municipal, or educational construction project, join the countless others who have put their faith in Scherer Construction. Find their location right here in Wausau or online at schererconstruction.com.
The Evergreens are the first team to go to the bullpen this afternoon. Carter Miller's afternoon is done. Cade Felch, right-hander, on in relief. Carter Miller stands to be the winning pitcher if the Evergreens can hold this 2-run lead. Here's his pitching line. Carter works 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs, only 1 was earned. Carter Miller struck out 5 and walked 2. Carson Bauman is 0 for 2, 2 flyouts today. Great Lakes Cheese in Wausau offers a state-of-the-art facility with excellent benefits, pay, culture, and more. Join a growing company. Get your career on the right path at greatlakescheese.com. Felch's first pitch, strike 1. Just like Carter Miller, who worked ahead of most of the batters, Cade Felch's first offering is a strike. Just missed. 1 ball and 1 strike. Evergreens are at home Tuesday and on the road next Thursday against Wisconsin Rapids. Rapids may right now be the best team in the Wisconsin Valley Conference. See if the Evergreens have something to say about that. And this ball is hit right center field. It's in the gap. Trying to go to second. There may be a play there. They got him. Trying to stretch a single into a double, and Carson Bauman has made an out on the bases. Evergreens hit the cutoff man. That's always a good thing. And out at second base.
Designated hitter, 30. Keaton Lachette.
It's a coachable moment because when you're trailing, you can't afford outs on the bases. That's got to be a leadoff single. Not a lot of value in trying to stretch that into a double. Keaton Lashesky swings and misses. Strike 1.
Brennan to Logan to George. Logan George. Logan George.
Strike.
Batter asks for time here and steps out. We'll tell you that baseball is sponsored by France Propane, your locally owned complete service propane company, serving all of central Wisconsin for 2 generations. Learn more at francepropane.com. France Propane, local, quality, family. Keaton has struck out in both of his appearances today. He's 0 for 2. Inside out swing. This is popped up. Is there room behind the bag? Foul territory? Nope. Falls harmlessly to the Simon Field turf. A ball and 2 strikes. Sun just behind our scoreboard in right field. Pleasant Wednesday afternoon. 1 out and nobody on. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Got him on a breaking ball. Going to have to throw down to first to complete the strikeout. 2 outs, nobody on.
Second baseman, 7. Bodie Beaversdorf.
Bodie Beaversdorf walked and struck out. One of the 5 strikeouts for Carter Miller. He'll face Cade Felch here with nobody on. Just off the outside corner for a ball. Close. Up the middle, shortstop Jablonski dives and throws him out. George Jablonski flashes the glove leather. Only 3 batters face Cade Felch in the top of the 6th. Evergreens lead of 5-3, still good over Wausau East on Zaleski Sports.
Does your roof need attention? Don't replace it, restore it with Seamless Commercial Roofing. Our process is guaranteed and a fraction of the cost of replacement with no downtime. When your roof needs attention, call Seamless Commercial Roofing in Marshfield.
Great Lakes Cheese in Wausau is hiring full-time second and third shifts with competitive starting wages and a pay increase every 90 days during your first year. Great Lakes Cheese invests in their employees. Apply today at jobs.greatlakescheese.com.
We have team members in our lives, whether it's this or that or friends, and he's my team member that look for my best interest. And he said, we're going to get you up walking without the walker. And I'm like, oh, really? And he says, yeah, we are. I'm really grateful from the bottom of my heart to Shai and his staff because they made the impossible seem possible.
Call to set up a free, no obligation evaluation. Next Step Prosthetics, the fit for you.
Bottom of the 6th is on. The Evergreens look to extend a 2-run lead. The Twizzlers are being shared up here in the press box. Twizzlers have no nutritional value whatsoever. There's not a single natural ingredient in a Twizzler. Logan George will lead off. Outside, ball 1. Wausau East is running Ryan Rodemeyer out for another inning. Fouled back. 1 ball and 1 strike. Right, we are wondering if the Twizzlers, which are bright red, is this one of the banned dyes? I don't know. We have nothing political to say during these baseball games. I'll just tell you this. The last time I was in Europe, I flew to Ireland, had a vacation in Dublin, where the Diet Coke that we drink here cannot be served in the European Union, that it's got so much junk in it, it's not allowed. I found that out on the plane over. I was flying over on Germany's airline, Lufthansa, and the waitress comes around, the stewardess, would you like something to drink? And I said, Diet Coke. She looked at me like I'd lost my head. Down low, 2-2, and said, we have Pepsi free. Apparently, whatever is different with the concoction that is Pepsi free, that can be served in Europe. But Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi cannot be served there. Fouled that off his foot, a ball and 2 strikes. Someone told me once that in the U.S., McDonald's French fries have more than 100 ingredients here in the U.S. and have only 4 at McDonald's locations in Europe. Shortstop, up goes Davis Winter. Yeah, Winter is such a gamer. Got 3 hits in the day and now has a standout defensive play to retire Logan George.
Brennan Hochberger.
Brennan Hochberger has walked and struck out. First ball swinging, and that's past Winter. So Winter's human after all. Evergreens get their 8th hit of the afternoon, a 1-out base runner for George Jablonski. Nope, pinch hitters coming up in Jablonski's spot. It's too bad. Jablonski had a good defensive play. Caden Allen will hit here. Allen got in late in yesterday's ball game too as a pinch hitter. We're sponsored today by Culligan Water. All of your water softener, drinking, and water filtration systems. Count on Culligan. They'll keep your water pure and healthy with unparalleled service and convenient delivery options. With a 2-run lead, maybe Caden Allen gets to swing away here. When you get limited plate appearances, it's nice if you get a chance to hit. Yep, bunt is not on. Grounded to short, only plays to first base. So this moves the runner over. Davis Winter's throw was low, dug out by Jed Vandersanden, and there's the second out. Here comes Nevin Poppy.
Number 9, Nevin Poppy.
Nevin is 1 for 2. He's on base twice. Single his last time up. Hit it through the right side. First ball swinging. It's into right center field, but the right fielder moves over a couple of steps and makes the catch. Carson Bauman has retired Nevin Poppy. The Evergreens do not extend their lead. It's the last call coming up for the Wausau East Lumberjacks. 7th and final. East trails by 2, 5-3 on Zaleski Sports.
At Ridgetop, we are your trusted, local, affordable exterior renovations expert. Isn't that right, Bo?
Exactly, especially when we are working on someone's biggest investment.
Can you give us an example, Bo?
Well, there was this house. We replaced the roofing, siding, and windows. Then, they left a 5-star review.
One of our thousands of 5-star reviews?
Exactly.
For your free, no obligation estimate, call us today or go to ridgetopexteriors.com.
Selling your car to Doll Auto is quick and easy. Bring your title and keys, and you'll have a check in as little as 30 minutes. Still owe money on your vehicle? No problem. We'll take care of it. Doll Auto. Simple.
Get more sales, more customers, more employees, more community support. Let Zaleski Sports help you today. Our advertising rates are less than what you have in your pocket now. People just like you watching this broadcast are your next customer or team member. Plus, you'll have the satisfaction of making sure that our light continues to shine on these student athletes. Use the phone in your hand. Email us now.
High school baseball games are 7 innings long, and here we are at the top of the 7th. Wausau East trailing 5-3. I'm Chris Conley. Tyler Stasic will pinch hit for Maddox Hurtis in the number 9 spot. And then Wausau East will get the top of their order to bat here in the 7th, as Cade Felch works for a 6-out save. Felch gave up a hit, thrown out trying to extend a single to a double.
Leading off the top of the 7th, pinch hitter, number 16, Tyler Stasic.
East needs a couple of base runners. Tyler Stasic, right-handed bat. Let's see what he does here. Evergreens looking to run their winning streak to 7 games. First ball swinging, swing and a miss. Tyler was late on that. Took something off, and it's down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. Carter Miller, who worked innings 1 through 5, stands to be the winning pitcher unless East has a 7th inning rally in them. Strike 2. Strike zone has been pretty good and consistent today. Been a good umpiring crew that's been working with us for today's game. 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss late. Got him. So the number 9 hole in the East batting order has struck out all 3 plate appearances. Ian Stahl to bat now. Reached on an error and scored in the Wausau East 2-run 5th inning. Yeah, that bounce out to the left side should have been an out that would have ended that inning. Instead, he reached and 2 hits followed. This game so far has been played in a tidy 1 hour and 42 minutes, moving right along. Yesterday, which was the cold weather game, 2 hours and 5 minutes. That's how it always works. Colder weather, longer game. on the inside corner, a ball and a strike. We're brought to you by Express Employment. Get help finding your next career at Express Employment Professionals, Wausau, Stevens Point, and Marshfield. Learn more at their website, expresspros.com. That's expresspros.com. Not sure what that was. Cade Felch is way outside.
He hit the bull.
1 out and no one on. The count is 2 balls and 1 strike. Felch to Style. Hit to the left side. Nevin Poppy diving stop, and Nevin's got him. No, safe. Legged out. Nevin Poppy throws both his hands in the air like he disagrees with the call. A 1-out infield hit. Style, the leadoff batter, busting it out of the box, gets down to first base, safe.
Davis Winter.
And here's Davis Winter. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. This will be the first time that Cade Felch has tried him. The tying run is Wausau East's best bat, and he's at the plate right now. Boy, that was close. Just missed. Judged, I guess, to be outside. Winter looks down at his third base coach. No sacrifice here. Got to move that runner around. Inside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Ryan Rodemeyer, the opposing pitcher, is on deck. I get that you don't want to put the tying run on base, but I would also want to be careful with Davis Winter here. Coming home, there's a strike at the letters, or maybe a little bit below, 2-1. Everest and Wisconsin Rapids, Tuesday and Thursday. Looking forward to both of those games. They'll be right here on Zaleski Sports. Still a hitter's count at 2-1. That's outside, 3-1. East got 2 runners aboard in the home half of the 7th in yesterday's loss. Some traffic on the bases already here in the visitors' half of the 7th. Fly ball. They're going to retire Winter for the first time today to left field and caught. That is not Aiden Hopt in left field. That's Caden Allen out there. Rodemeyer.
Yes, rodeo.
2 outs now. Rodemeyer needs a hit and someone behind him to hit safely to get himself off the hook. He stands to be the losing pitcher in this game. Strike 1. Cade Felch looking to lock things down, get this final out here for what would be an Evergreens win. Everest would run their record to 7-3 and perfect in Valley Conference play 4-0. See if the Lumberjacks have something to say about it. Batter asks for time. Runner takes a big lead that's just below the knees. Close. 1 ball and 1 strike. Coming home with 2 outs. A little bit off the plate. 2 balls and 1 strike. Cade Felch just kind of tapped his glove like he's a little bit frustrated, thinks this is a little tight all of a sudden. Two and 1, 2 outs. East needs a hit to prolong the game. There's a strike, 2-2. Lumberjacks are down to their final strike of the afternoon. Zach Poggle, who has also hit safely in the game, on deck if the game continues. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Cade Felch looks to close out Wausau East. Down low. Good stop by Cole Van Slyke. Keeps that runner at first base. Count is full now. Late afternoon, spring-like baseball in central Wisconsin. Runner is going. Ball's put in play, and it's up the middle. Safe. Play at first. Got him anyway. Logan George with a play behind the bag. Tried to get the out at second. Runner was safe there, and then threw over to first and got the out at first base to end the ball game. The Evergreens are 5-3 winners today. Final score, DC Everest 5, Wausau East 3. For the Evergreens, 5 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and 5 men left. Lumberjacks, 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and 5 men left on base. Carter Miller is the winning pitcher. Cade Felch gets the save, working the 6th and 7th. Ryan Rodemeyer takes the loss for the Lumberjacks. Evergreens 7-3, 7 wins in a row. Lumberjacks fall below 500 to 3-4. They have lost their last 4. Stay tuned for our Merrill Steel postgame show. Consider moving your career to one of the largest growing fabrication companies in the upper Midwest. Apply at merrillsteel.com. I'm Chris Conley. Thanks for joining us for our Zaleski Sports play-by-play. The Evergreens sweep the season series from the Lumberjacks. They won yesterday 4-2 and win this afternoon 5-3. Down to the field we go next on Zaleski Sports.
Merrill Steel welcomes you as you join us in a virtual tour. Our main facility in Schofield, Wisconsin covers an area of roughly 46 acres and is home to our company headquarters. From this location, paired with our facilities in Comanche, Iowa and Springfield, Missouri, we are able to easily fulfill the needs of the industry nationwide. With nearly 1 million square feet of combined space between our 3 facilities, we are able to take on some of the biggest and most complex jobs, making us one of the top 5 steel fabricators in the country. We employ the best of the best welders, those who can weld efficiently with both metal core and flux core, and who aren't afraid to work hard. We also offer on-the-job training, so even beginner welders can learn the ropes and help us build it big. As a backup to our dedicated weld fab team, we have a robotic welder. Merrill Steel is the 4th in the U.S. to have gotten one, keeping us on the leading edge of technology. With the combination of both man and machine, no job is too big to handle, but they'd have no work on their hands without our machine operators. Where our fabrication process really begins is here. Our skilled machine ops team is responsible for bringing in the raw steel. Be it sawing, cutting, drilling, or punching, they make sure the steel is in the correct shape and size for our fab teams. As an addition to the machine ops team, we've recently purchased multiple Python X machines. These handy systems have given us increased productivity, unmatched cut quality, and predictable and consistent throughput. Moving away from fabrication, we come to our coating department. One of the unique benefits of working with Merrill Steel is our in-house blasting and painting capabilities. Many projects require a complex coating system, and that's where we shine above the competition. We regularly apply corrosion-resistant coating in-house, as well as intumescent fire protection when needed. We hold the endorsement for sophisticated paint and coating from AISC. This, along with our NACE certified inspectors, ensure a high-quality finish for every piece. The loading and staging process, sandwiched between the end of production and shipping, is an important step in the fabrication process. Within a moment.
This is the Merrill Steel postgame show. The Evergreens have swept their season series from the Lumberjacks. They are 5-3 winners today. Coach, what I liked about the game is each time East came back, you had an answer in the very next half inning. That's a nice quality for the team.
Yeah, 3rd and 5th innings. That's, I told the guys when we broke down here at the end was 3rd and 5th. I love the fact that they scored and we came back and scored on both of those innings. You go up and throw a 0 and you kind of put yourself in a tougher situation, and the noose gets a little tighter around you, but we answered back, and that was huge.
You know, one of the things that I'm seeing about this team, you have a little more depth in your pitching rotation than I thought you had at the beginning of the season. Nobody's a superstar standout. You got a great pitching performance yesterday, but when you get beyond your number 1 starter, there are quality arms on this team.
Yeah, we run pretty deep, and that's you know, you got to have it in this season, and I'm not afraid to throw a whole bunch of guys out there, and they, you know, if they're throwing strikes, we're going to be very competitive, and we're going to be able to compete against everyone.
Next week's going to be a big week in the season. Wisconsin Rapids looks like they're a good team. They've got good pitching. Those are 2 games that are going to shape the season a little bit.
Yeah, but every conference game is huge in this conference this year because there's no real one team that's dominating. I mean, Rapids has got 2 stud pitchers, so we know, our work's going to be cut out for us, and we're going to have to really come prepared.
Evergreens and Rapids next Tuesday and Thursday. Both of those games will be on Zaleski Sports. Evergreens have run their winning streak to 7 games. Coach, congratulations. George Jablonski flashing the leather in the field. Got a couple of diving stops today, so nice defense.
Thanks. I'm just giving my credit to the pitching. They pounded the zone, and when they need me, I give them the credit, so yeah.
Georgia, I think the team overall defensively is better this year than it was a year ago. Is that your sense too?
Yeah, we just love making plays for our pitchers, and we love just making diving plays and just having fun out here.
Evergreens committed just 2 errors yesterday and only 1 today. It did lead to a couple of unearned runs, but George Jablonski had a couple of nice plays, most of them behind the bag at second base. So flashy defense for the Evergreens in this 5-3 win. That's going to wrap up our post-game coverage from Simon Field. Everest over the Lumberjacks. 5 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 5 men left on base for the Evergreens. Wausau East 3 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, and also 5 left on base. I'm Chris Conley. Thanks for joining us on Zaleski Sports. Good night, everybody. All right, with enthusiasm.
Okay. I'm George Jablonski, and mine in the house.
Thanks a lot for coming over. I appreciate it.